Welcome to Swim Easy Speed. Today we're going to look at some of the science in swimming and how swimming's evolving and what some of the new tech that's coming out, what it can do, and how it can help your stroke. So here we are. These are with the EO Lab SwimBetter Swim Sensors. You can see them on my hand right there. They go on both hands. They give you a lot of data. There is a huge amount of data that these sensors provide. So here we're going to look at, just basic analysis. So, that's pretty good. You'd like to see it a little bit maybe closer to about 110. So maybe a little bit more in there, but pretty close. Even as we're rotating through, so you figure there's midline, it's a decent looking stroke, maybe a little bit too far outside. And then we'll go here on this side. And as we're pulling through here, we've got, maybe 120. Maybe it's a little better. Here, we'll try to find it. Right. Here's the really big part of the stroke. So, 119. Where's the, pretty good right there. And then you can see you don't see much of the legs. Feet are coming down a little bit. Doesn't look like there's much of a scissor kick. You can see it kind of in the mirror. And what we're going to look at is just what some of the data the sensors produce. So, as we're going through, we'll start to, I've kind of put in some different, so here we go. All right, so here's this kind of the top sheet. It's basically a summary sheet of all the data. And what you can start to see is, if we go from the top, I took 20 strokes total. Stroke rate was kind of low, but it was because the pool was slow. Distance per stroke was about 2.29 meters, and then the average force per stroke was about 3.25, and it's in newtons. So the cool stuff is when you can start to see, there's my left. So it was 3.25 on the left, 3.24 on the right. So they're pretty much even. You can see where the stroke is going. Some of it's going out to the left and right, but a lot of it's just going straight back. Propulsion is about 43%. So effectively, it's all of that and all of that. So of that combined, 40.3% of it is propulsive. Some of it's going to the right, a little bit's going to the left. Most of it's going down. And then hand drag is 3.4%, and then upwards is 0.1. So as we keep on going forward, we'll take a look at some of the other stuff. So when we start to look here, hey, okay, where are we going out to the right? So the right is where we're slipping or giving up a little bit more. So you can see right here, as I sweep out on that right, and I'm pretty wide, with a pretty wide out sweep, there's the hand kind of tilted a little bit to the side over there. So it's throwing the water that direction, kind of as I slip through here. So you can see slip, and then it starts to, you can see that the hand right there is pretty much facing straight towards the back. So, and what we want is we want as much of this stroke to be directing that force straight back. And then we know that we're going to go straight forward. So then more of the power that we're generating is going into propulsive force. And this is some of the stuff that, we can start to look at. So if we look at kind of left side only propulsion here in the stroke. So this is as we go through it. So you can see right here, and in this graph over here is that power that I'm generating in real time in the stroke. So you can see right here, as we start getting into the pull, this is starting to peak right here, this first peak. Now, as I switch in here, you can see it dips. And that's because the hand is pointed over in that direction as I'm sweeping in. So now as we're pulling the water straight back, and I pull it up and towards my body a little bit right here. So you can see right there. Here it gets closer to my body. I'm pulling it up and then throwing it. And here's where we have this big peak of propulsion because I am throwing it straight back to the wall behind me. And that's kind of some of the stuff. So, ideally what we wouldn't want would be this little dip right here. We'd want this just a continuous spike up the whole way where I'm directing that all straight back instead of off to the right. So then as we go forward a little bit and we look at the next one, so here it is again, that's the left. Now here's right side only propulsion. And this is the one we're going to kind of focus on. So you can see it's a little bit different than the other one. There's less of a bigger peak in the front. So you can see here as we go through, pull through, it's a pretty wide out sweep. That's probably what's causing a lot of the drop in power. And then as we sweep in, you can see it's not making a lot of terms of movement back there, and then straight back again. That's where I get this peak. So these videos aren't completely linked up. And then one of the next things we're going to look at is I'm going to overlay the propulsion on the right side with the lateral movement so you can see where that lateral is. So here's the start of the lateral basically. And you can see, you know, it looks like it's going that direction. Then as we get to just pure, hey, I'm on it, driving that stroke straight back, then we're here with this peak. And this is a peak where it peaks at, 6 newtons of power. So, it looks like it's going to be somewhere in the front that I'd want to work on, maybe not going as wide. And again, some of this is going to be connected to strength and fitness, and then stability in the water, being able to generate a lot of stability in the water. And then we can look at kind of, here's the head-on version of that path. So you can see as we come through here, we're over here, you follow that little red dot. That's kind of the timeline in real time. So there's that little movement where it sweeps in right here. So that's some of the stuff that you can do with this this new technology, and you can get into the real nitty-gritty of the stroke and look for those last little bits of speed and efficiency, and then how do you get at them? So for me, it would be just more time in the water, paying attention to that in the outsweep, and probably getting into the weight room as well, just so I wouldn't have to, because anytime you see that lateral movement right here, that's a part of my stroke where I'm not able to hold that pressure anymore and drive it straight back. So I've got to dump it either up, down, left, right, anything but straight back. So as always, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the pool soon.